My name is Aisata Muni Belgrade Kamara.
A woman's and children's advocate, the Strategic Relationships Manager and Program Director at the Mayor's Office for International Affairs. We sat down after dinner to chat.
To me, gender is something that people put on you, either in your society or that you put on yourself. So you could be a woman, be very masculine, right? And so sometimes you could say that your gender is male, that you're a man, right, versus being a woman. So I think that for me, gender represents what society views you as being. It's really interesting because there's been this new push, right, with the transgender movement and all of that, and the bathrooms. People, just decide who what they are in terms of their gender, and that's really interesting because only in 2016 can we have conversations like that because back in the days you couldn't talk about these issues.
Now, let's talk about you.
I'm not someone who basically ascribes to social norms that people put on me. My earliest memory of knowing what gender I was when I was young and I wanted to go and play soccer, but I was not allowed to do so because I was a girl. Instead, I had to go and play with these makeshift dolls that we used to make in my country. So I think that by them refusing for me to play soccer, it meant that they expected me to be just to be a woman, to play with dolls, to play as if I was cooking and things like that. They did not want me to to do things that were not quote unquote feminine. I used to love coding and using computers when I was younger. And people often used to tell me, "Oh, why do you want to do that?" Because they did not think that that could be something that a woman should be doing. Currently, as a 20-year-old woman, I'm often told by my friends that I should be married and that I should be starting a family. But I don't think that they will say the same thing to a man. And the fact that I am choosing to focus on my career is seen as something that is not good. They tell me like, oh, you could work later, but you need to start a family, or you, no matter what you do in terms of your job, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, if you don't have a family, then it means nothing. I think that the way that I have been able to address these conflicts is really to express to them the fact that I am living my own life and that I do not ascribe to any of these rules, because I think that these gender norms are, you have to choose to ascribe to them. And I when I was growing up, I found out very quickly that I wanted to be a strong woman and that I wanted to live my life on my own terms. And so oftentimes what I do is that I just ignore them. Something that my father taught me was that I should just be myself, and that my intelligence is really what drives me. Looking at the elections that happened with Hillary Clinton was very telling for me in terms of the way the media treats women, and especially women that are smart. And as a woman that works in politics, seeing the way she was treated was definitely something that was scary. It made us feel as if no matter how high we go in terms of education and accomplishment, we will still be women at the end of the day.
What are some of the things you've learned along the way? What is an advice that you would give?
Think through the space that you want to own in this society, and think through the impact that you want to have in owning, to define your own roles and your own characteristics of what makes you who you are, whether you're a woman or a man, keep achieving and to just keep doing and to seek knowledge and to grow in knowledge as much as they could, because no one could take away their knowledge. And I will tell them to strive to change the norms that they encounter. So if you go into a school and they tell you, oh, girls can do basketball, why don't you try out for the basketball team? If you go to work and they tell you girls cannot be vice president, try and be a vice president, you know? Try to break these ceilings. And I think that Hillary Clinton was a very good reflection of what happens when you break so many ceilings, you know? As women, we have to keep going beyond our wildest dream